Hey, thanks so much for tuning in. If you're new here, my name's Madison, and today we're talking about April for Sagittariuses. This is a weird message because today's 420. I went into the Akashic Records. I said, what do my messages need to be on this week for social media? And immediately it was like, first message needs to be April for Sagittariuses. I was like, it's April 20th, so like there's not much of April left. And immediately it was like, yeah, we know, the last 10 days of April for Sagittarius specifically are going to be really intense. So this is a very niche message, but come on in. So Sagittarius is we have been in a pressure cooker. So what I was showing is we're almost in this pressure cooker of everything is uncertain and unstable, and there's a lot of change, and there's a lot of push to step into the purpose, and there's also a lot of I know that I'm on the right path, but I can't see how it's going to manifest. And I think a lot of us are trying to maybe control the narrative a little bit. I know I certainly am, was, do, and that's a big thing coming through. So, what to expect? Quick endings is the first thing that came through. So I actually got into a little bit of a car accident and ended up with this sort of immediate timeline shift of out of one car into another, like really quick timeline shifts like that I'm seeing happen. I'm not at all saying you're going to get into a car accident, something bad's going to happen. I say that to say that was a moment of immediate shift for me that I knew had to happen, but I wasn't ready to let go. So I had this car that was my grandma's and that was my dad's, and they both passed. And I knew I needed to, eventually trade it in, get an SUV, get something, a little bigger. And I was sort of like hanging on to it, and the universe was sort of like, nope, it's time. And so I got into a little accident where I was kind of going through this roadwork section, and I almost like I don't know, like the road work or like maybe the pothole kind of like pushed me into the guardrail, like the best way to describe it. So there's this whole guardrail rail imprint on my car, right? So it's ends up being totaled. I end up, getting an SUV, and immediately my guides are like, "This is supposed to happen." I'm like, "A fucking car wreck? Really? That's supposed to happen? Like, why didn't like I don't understand." And it was like, "No, no, no. Like, not necessarily like that car wreck specifically, but like something was going to happen that was going to immediately cause you to let go of this old timeline and step into this new one." And the car was kind of symbolic of that switch of timelines, right? So throughout this process, like for me, I was very uncertain. Like literally, I was like, "Hey guys, what the fuck is going on?" And very much the answer was like, "It's all supposed to happen like this. It's all unfolding how it's supposed to. Just trust in the process." And I think a lot of you have been getting the same message of like things are really uncertain, but for whatever reason, you feel safe around the uncertainty. Like I don't know what's to come, but I'm going to be fine, right? And that's the biggest thing coming through is I think the last 10 days are going to be really transformational. I'm seeing new opportunities, financial abundance, new relationships, new friendships, kind of like soul community coming in. Not all of those things. I think we're all going to experience a version of that over the next 10 days. And I definitely think as we're going through that, there is going to be this call to choose to step into the higher timeline or choose to repeat continual mistakes or mindsets that maybe haven't served us in the past and then continue to repeat those timelines. So I was definitely getting high priestess energy. So I'm wearing my high priestess shirt today. I don't think you guys can see it because of where the video is. But high priestess is feminine flow of money, resources, and opportunity. So this is us going to the universe saying, "Hey, universe, Sagittarius is we're ruled by Jupiter, and we want to bring in some of that Jupiter luck, abundance, good opportunity, right place, right time, all of that, right?" So whenever you're thinking about this last 10 days of the month, what I want you to think about is co-creating with the universe. Not just saying, "Hey, universe, bring me money and opportunity," and then doing absolutely nothing. Maybe it's you want money and opportunity, but you want it in a specific way. And maybe you're doing something to take a step to do your part so the universe can do their part. And I'm almost seeing this like as the month continues, we're doing this co creation, right? And there's this co-creation of us doing our part and then the universe doing more than our part ever could do because we're doing our part, right? And so think of you're manifesting the rest of this month as you manifesting, co-creating with the universe rather than you manifesting to get something. Think of it as a co-creation experience. I also very much got upgrade season coming through. Here's what I mean by that. I was very much seeing a lot of you go through quantum leaps during this time period. We're going to do 3 videos this week on YouTube. The next 2 are going to be about the quantum leap I've been going through, part 1, part 2. I'm going to share all of that with you guys later in the week. But I see a lot of you guys going through quantum leaps. And so if that feels like what you're experiencing, tune in later in the week and I'll talk a lot more about that. I also see a lot of people being upgraded into new timelines, but the problem with new timelines is new timelines often come with having to release people, places, or situations that no longer serve you. So new timelines a lot of times can feel like change, like an ending, and sometimes we might experience the ending before we see the new beginning, right? And Sagittarius says, we hate this. We want to be in the know. We don't want to be surprised. We want to control the narrative. And the biggest thing that was coming through is right now, we as Sagittariuses, despite the fact that we hate this, are being called to let go and trust. And we've got 10 days to just total trust, total surrender, and watch what happens by the end of the month. And very much what was coming through is like if you're able to just trust and surrender over the next 10 days, you're going to step into a new timeline. If you're not, you are likely going to step into a repeating timeline or cycle of trying to control and repeating the same timelines and stories over and over again. So do yourself a favor, let go, surrender. Sometimes I'll say it like out loud, like 17 times a day, like, hey guys, God, whatever you believe in, like I surrender to the plan. I think I'm doing my part. If I'm not doing my part, please let me know what my part is. And then just, make everything else work out however it's supposed to. And that's a really hard energy for Sagittarius to be in, but we've got this. So I hope you guys have a great rest of your April. If you want to work with me one-on-one, you can book with an Akashic Records reading at the link in my bio, or you can join my next Reiki class. I would love to see you guys over in the mystery school that I am developing or in person at an upcoming fair. I will see you guys soon, and as always, happy healing.